Friday's story, I have decided to read a story that was sent in to me from an anonymous sender. So thank you very much for letting me share your experiences with miscarriage and what you went through. And I'm really sorry about what you went through. Obviously I've read it already, so it's quite detailed, this one, which is very brave that you've allowed me to read it and talk about it on my video, so thanks very much. So I'm going to read the video in the lady's words who sent it in to me. It says, I went for my 12-week scan on the 13th of February to find out there was no heartbeat from 9 weeks. I had no warning signs that anything was wrong. I decided to have a medical management of miscarriage on the 15th of February, as that was the earliest that I could be seen. On the 14th of February, I experienced bleeding and cramping, but didn't pass any tissue or clots. On the 15th, I decided to still go ahead with the procedure, and after an hour, they sent me home to miscarry. I was heavily bleeding, and I thought I passed everything, although it's so hard to tell what's enough. The bleeding slowed down, and then on the 25th of February, I started passing clots through the night. I just thought to myself, maybe that's the end of the bleeding. On the 27th of February, again that night, I passed more clots and the pains were really bad. In the morning of the 28th of February, I thought I would get up and go to work. I got down to my car, I couldn't walk, the pain was so horrific. I went back inside and had flooded the pad within 10 minutes and was in absolute agony. I called the early pregnancy unit, who told me to go straight to A&E if the blood loss and pain was that bad. I got to A&E, and I think you've done the right thing, by the way, definitely. And before I know it, they've taken my blood and fitted me with 2 IVs, one in my arm and one in my hand. I was then put on a drip to hydrate me. I then had to be examined, which was similar to a smear test, where they check if I had passed everything. Just my luck, I hadn't, and they removed the pregnancy sac and more, which I asked them to cremate for me. The bleeding then got extremely heavy again. I then had to see a doctor who said I can wait and see to have the medical management again. I said to wait and see, and shortly after I went to the toilet and passed what I'd hoped was the final part of the bleeding, and it stopped bleeding, and the bleeding stopped. The hospital gave me antibiotics. I'm really sorry I can't pronounce the antibiotics, but they'll be on the video, which I have to take 3 times a day for the next week. I got home and the clots and bleeding started again, but thankfully stopped after a few hours. I was heartbroken and could cry now just thinking about it. I didn't have a period until May, which was horrific. However, no other period, as I am now 12 plus 5, so it's 12 weeks, 5 days pregnant with twins and trying to keep positive, although it's very hard with what had happened before. When this lovely lady sent me this, she was 12 weeks and 5 days, but she's actually now 18 weeks pregnant. So that's really good, and please stay positive in your pregnancy. I actually spoke to this lady last night about how it's quite difficult to be pregnant when you've had a loss. It almost takes, like we was talking, and she felt the same way, that it takes away the excitement of being pregnant and thinking, oh, I'm going to have a baby and all these lovely hopeful things. And that's exactly what happened to me. As you guys know, when I had my 4th one, all I thought about was if I was going to lose it. So I know exactly how you feel, but try and stay positive, you know, get as much rest as possible, eat as healthy as you can, and by the sounds of things, you're doing everything, you know, perfectly. I mean, you're growing 2 lovely twins, so I would like to see photos when they're born, would be nice. And good luck with everything, and thanks very much for letting me share your experience, and thanks again to Hannah in my last week's video, who let me share her story. So yeah, this is what it's about, is you know, just talking about it a bit more, being, you know, brave enough to just say, like, you know, it's happened to me, I'm the 1 in 4, and sharing everyone's experiences. It definitely helps women feel more connected, I think. If it's something you've gone through as well, it's good to talk about it instead of sort of keep it in and build up. So yeah, thanks very much everyone, and I will see you again next Friday. Bye.